we will discuss some of the key features of the CentralPointe Server. The CentralPointe Server, or CPS, has a long list of technical features with a great potential for many uses. The CPS is effectively a framework for building a solid IT infrastructure to meet any number of needs for small businesses and larger organizations with distributed work sites. We will review the factors that make the CPS a compelling advantage in high productivity environments. This slide shows a detailed list of all the features the CPS has to offer. We will cover each of these individually in the coming slides. While the CPS offers all of these features, technical factors in accommodating office networks with special needs can create obstacles. Factoring in and mitigating the obstacles will ensure a good fit and a great solution using the CentralPointe Server. If the office network has more than one internet connection available, as well as at least 3 network interface cards in the server, the CPS can utilize the extra connection for more bandwidth and as a failover backup to ensure that the internet is always up and available. This diagram shows a detailed view of a multi-WAN setup. Just as the term implies, the gateway device in a network regulates data traffic through a checkpoint. It routes data to the correct destination and keeps things in order. The CentralPointe Server acts as a checkpoint between your office network and other computer systems on the Internet. As the network gateway, the CPS blocks unwanted traffic according to firewall rules, which you control. Usually the rules are set to block all traffic except for what you permit. Utilizing the firewall on the CPS is an essential first step to ensuring that your network is secure. Without a proxy server, users may browse the Internet at will. In this type of environment, you cannot enforce compliance with your company's acceptable Internet usage policies. Introducing a proxy requires that Internet browsing passes through a central point for authenticating users and logging web usage. Data gathered by the web proxy is the core of web usage reports and content filtration. In addition, the proxy server can cache objects and images viewed during web browsing to reduce bandwidth requirements during peak times. Web caching allows the CPS to serve frequently requested websites and files even quicker by caching the data. For example, if a user downloads a large PowerPoint presentation on a slower connection, it may take over a minute. When downloaded again by a second user, downloading the file would require less than a second because it is cached already on the CentralPointe server. The content filter on the CPS works together with the proxy to analyze each web page and regulate what is and is not allowed. It gives you the ability to control the content displayed on a user's screen by blocking unwanted websites, filtering annoying banners and advertisements, and reducing the risk of stumbling onto off-limit sites. This can improve employee productivity and reduce legal liability risks. Remote offices face the challenge of communicating and collaborating with their organization. A virtual private network is an effective and secure way for remote users to access office network resources. The CPS will block anyone on the outside from opening files or using the printers, but a VPN can make your computer at home or on the road a virtual member of the office network. In some cases, there are multiple offices that need to work together. The answer is to connect the networks through a VPN tunnel. Having a CPS as the gateway at each office makes it easy to create an office-to-office or LAN-to-LAN VPN. Internet traffic is open and accessible, but not all of it is benevolent and respectful of users' privacy and system stability. A vital role of a network gateway is to filter the good traffic from the bad, and the CPS employs a system to detect intrusion attempts and to block access from malicious attacks. The CPS analyzes bandwidth used by the network. This is a useful diagnostic tool to ensure that the system is not being overloaded by heavy internet traffic. The CentralPointe server gives you more control over your network traffic. You can set priorities to specific computers in your network to get the most bandwidth. For example, a specific workstation on the network could get all of the bandwidth it needs for a webinar. Windows users will feel right at home with a Linux server. The CentralPointe server can manage your office network with a similar feel to a Windows server as the domain controller. Users will authenticate to the CPS on their computers and gain instant access to server resources. Collaboration is built on sharing resources, and the CentralPointe Server is positioned as the keystone for the Office environment to access shared documents. Instead of keeping company files out of reach on a single workstation, your Office can work from a common directory on the server. The CPS can also share files external to your Office. The FTP server allows outside users to log into the network and access files. This is a great way to send large files to clients instead of adding an email attachment. Just like FTP, the web server provided with the CentralPointe Server is a great way to share files with outside users. They can just click on a link and download a shared file. Naturally, the web server can also host your website with dynamic database-driven content. Google Apps is a robust, secure, and cost-effective email and Office productivity alternative to Microsoft. With a subscription to Google Apps Premier Edition, the CPS will synchronize user settings seamlessly. Be ready with a backup plan. Whether it's a natural disaster or user error, your data will be protected with multiple backup methods with the CPS. Mirrored hard drives, local external drives, and remote over-the-wire backups are all possible options. The CPS can also function as your email server. With POP and SMTP running on the server, you can send and receive emails directly at your Office. The CentralPointe Server is equipped with a strong email filter to cut out the spam. With the CPS as your POP email server, it will intelligently scan for junk mail and help divert it from your inbox. This service is typically costly and spotty with other providers. The versatile feature set of the CPS makes it the core of an effective Office environment. Regardless of the prior configuration, an upgrade to the features of the CPS will likely strengthen network security, increase collaboration, and reduce complexity and costs.